seems like maybe the military for a lot of people anyway is you're going to go in maybe early on, maybe as a as a change up to college. But I guess I don't personally see a lot of people graduate from not only college but from Harvard and then decide, you know what, I'm gonna go into the armed forces. So I guess how was that decision making process or kind of that thought process for you as you were doing that? Because that seemed a little different.
Yeah, it's uncommon, which is actually ironic because Harvard being one of the oldest university in America, they've got a long history of. I mean, this is pre-Revolutionary War, 1636. So before America was America,
Yeah, for
Harvard was
sure.
founded. They have a memorial church. They have Annenberg Hall, and you see on the walls of these institutions that are these buildings at Harvard, you see name after name of Harvard graduate or Harvard alum that died in the respective war. So there's a huge tradition of military
Hmm.
service, but as society has progressed, it's gotten away from that. So
Right.
I think there was only 8 of us that went into the military right after Harvard, and for me, it was an easy decision because I didn't come from any sort of pipeline. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was going to grow up. And when I got onto the team, as you remember, you're very influenced by the people around you. I was on a
Absolutely.
45, 50 person team.
Yep.
They all came from the East Coast and they all knew that they were going to be going to work in finance, just like their brother or their
Yep.
father did for the most part. They went to finance. A few became doctors or lawyers. They had that passion early on. And I was just kind of left figuring out what I want to do. And the truth be told was I wanted to be in a locker room. So I thought, where do I find this physicality in a profession so I don't have to hang up my cleats just yet?
Right.
That's when I decided to serve in the military, and all to serve and respond to September 11th was very compelling as well. But it was pretty uncommon, and people were very surprised that I was going to go that route.
No, and that's interesting. Going back to what you were saying about just kind of maybe back in the day, the I guess the students or maybe the graduates of maybe a Harvard or those Ivy League institutions, it being more common to go serve your country. I know one of the I guess my favorite Broadway shows is Hamilton, and I think even Hamilton, who I think back then it was maybe King's College, but maybe it's Columbia now, and it seems like he obviously had a big passion for serving and kind of back then I guess that was maybe the 1700s at that point, but yeah, I guess that makes sense now now that you said that as that being more common, kind of I guess back in the day. Uh, so then, okay, you decide to I guess join the military. So, and I would imagine that all of them were open to you, whether it was the Army or the Air Force or Navy. So I guess did that visit from you being at Navy on a sports visit, did that still kind of play a part in you going the Navy route or?
Yeah, I think so. I did some searching when I got home after my freshman year. I called local recruiters, and the Air Force. I didn't know anything about service. The Air Force, I kind of knew I didn't want to be a pilot. This is at the height of the Iraq War, so you've got these Marines and Army infantrymen. Footage. Remember that was very televised. If you
Yeah,
remember,
for sure.
you got footage of these guys fighting in the streets. So I kind of pictured myself in that capacity. So I was attracted to the ground units. So Air Force, I didn't really consider. And then so it was really the Marine Corps, the Army, and the Navy. The Navy I kept in there because I almost went there, so I
Right.
figured I should talk to the Navy as well. But ultimately, I decided to join the Marine Corps.